Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Total Drama Action What If. Today, we're going to be doing What If Action had randomized teams. Alright, so as you can already see, teams have been randomized. So, the changes Gwen, Duncan, Heather, they've gone to the Grips. Izzy, Trent, and Lindsay, they've gone to the Gaffers. Okay, so before we start, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to beat Total Theory in a subscriber war to 2K. So if you want to help me out there, subscribe. Thank you. All right, let's get going. So episode 3, Riot on set. Now, pretty much, because Izzy and Duncan, they've both switched now, and Gwen and Heather were the ones that were really wanting Duncan to do it. I think Lashana might have done it a little bit, but I think it was mostly him. So the only thing is because that DJ's not on the team anymore, will Chef apparently fake cry, but I don't think it was actually fake crying. So I'm just gonna say that even though it could be different, I'm going to keep it the same, saying that Izzy does still get voted out here for her terrible acting skills. Alright, and we come back now, I think. Now, we go to, after that, because Izzy comes back, we go to episode 4. That is a non-elimination, so then we move to episode 5. Now, the thing is with this is, again, due to the fact that Trent and Gwen are still on opposite teams, he's still going to be throwing the challenges. Although if they were on the same team, this wouldn't be the case. But since they still are on opposite teams due to the randomization of the wheel that I used, he would still be trying to throw the challenge. And the thing is, though, is that because Justin's the one that relayed this information, he's actually all for this happening because Trent's throwing it the challenge. Now, Lindsay, she doesn't realize that. I don't think anyone on this team, I think Harold would figure it out, but I don't think he'd figure it out at this point. I mean, it's still a bit cringy and it's not good. And I would still say that in episode 5, the Gaffers, the Gaffers will lose now because they have Trent. So for the vote, Harold and Lashana, I think they'll go with DJ, and I think that's a 3 there. Do I think Trent will get involved in that? No, I don't. So I think it's between her or Lindsay. And at this point, he is really acting weird. But, I am kind of torn because do I want to keep it how it is in canon? Because I've already done Izzy. But, I mean, really, I think that's because in Ireland, Lashana feels bad after screwing Trent over pretty much by jumping the gun. So even though Trent's being a bit weird, I think Lashana makes Harold and DJ not vote for him because of what she did last time. So that kind of leaves Lindsay. So there goes Lindsay. Okay, so now we go past the aftermath and we go to episode 7, where I would say that now that Gwen's not throwing the challenge, looking at the teams, DJ would be the one with the carrying it. No one here is that heavy, so it wouldn't be too bad. One pushing it here, I don't know. It would probably be like Duncan or something. But I think they would have more of a struggle. So I actually do think that the Gaffers are going to get there before the Grips. And that means they get the shovel. Because of that, I think that they're going to win the challenge, and Izzy's going to come back. She's going to go to the Grips instead of the Gaffers, her original team, like she does in the canon. She swaps teams pretty much, helps them out, but they still lose. So the Gaffers get Izzy back, and the Grips go to elimination. So because of the whole Gwen's not throwing the challenge thing, Duncan and Gwen, they'll vote together. Heather, no one likes Heather. Yeah, no. I would say that Owen would vote Heather, Duncan would vote Heather, Gwen would vote Heather, Beth would vote Heather. That's enough votes for Heather to go. Okay, so episode 8, that is non-elimination, so that doesn't really matter here. We go to episode 9. Okay, so in this one, DJ does vote himself out or quit. Now, I think he probably still does that in this version. I mean, there's no reason for him not to. He's still going to have the alliance with Chef. There's no way that changes just because of the team he's on. And anyway, he is on the same team. So really, just means DJ, he's still going to quit here. That's a shame. I do want to see DJ get far on my what ifs, but he always has some reason where he kind of has to go if he makes it there. But all right, DJ goes. So episode 10, I mean, Owen still breaks his jaw. That's still going to happen. But then we're in Full Metal Drama. Okay, so now I think Harold, he wants to do his chemistry thing. I think Izzy's still going to. I think Harold's going to go on a bit of a rant explaining his chemical thing for the explosion. And at this point, I do think that Izzy, while he's talking, goes and does what she does in the original. No one else is going to dispute Duncan being the one to be on the grips. So the Duncan definitely win. So they're the ones hiding it. Now, the gaffers, I think Harold, obviously, Duncan's still going to set up a trap. I think Harold will notice the traps. And I do believe that he will do stuff to avoid it. But with Lashana out of commission because of her, like, I don't even know what happens in this episode. Drinking all that thing, I don't even know what it was. She's not going to be in good. Izzy's crazy. She's going to be all over the place. Trent, I- at this point, I do think is still trying to throw the challenges. So even though no, actually no. At this point, I do believe that Trent and Gwen have broken up, obviously, but no one really cares, so it's a shame. So he's no longer throwing challenges. He's helping the team out, so he's back to season 1 Trent, actually. So him and Harold are really the only ones doing it. I would say that I would say the Grips would still probably win this challenge. I mean, I don't see why not. I do think Duncan would probably get them on a booby trap, or maybe not Harold, and then he would like take down Harold or something. I don't know, something like that. So I'd say the Gaffers lose. So because Trent's back to normal, they don't mind Trent. So it's very obvious. I think Izzy still goes here. I mean, Trent's nice enough. He's nice. They like him now that he's not going mental over Gwen now. So episode 13. So in this part, I'm gonna say Lashana is still gonna be the one that gets put in the safe. Harold, he can crack the safe, so they'll be really fast on that. Duncan can open the safe, so they'll both be really fast. I do believe though that Owen's like food thing does mean they are still sidetracked a bit more than the gaffers, which means that they win the challenge. The gaffers win the challenge, and Courtney gets put on the grips. Now I know the grips have a lot of members compared to the gaffers, but uh, then episode 13, still Harold, I think you know what he's doing with the go kart. Same with Trent, same with Lashana. I don't think there'd be much struggle there. And because of Owen, I do believe they're still going to lose here. The grips, just like they do in canon because of Owen. And now I would say that Gwen, Beth, Owen, Justin, and I'm gonna say Duncan just for to keep it kind of like it would be. I'll vote Courtney because Duncan just doesn't want Courtney being here. I don't know why. I don't think it's because he doesn't want to get distracted. I don't think so. He votes for Courtney as well, and so Courtney then votes for Owen, obviously because I mean like he needs to go here. He's really not good. And obviously, actually, he needs to go up to his rejoin. All right, there we go. So we go past episode 13, then we go to episode 14. That is non-elimination, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So I can just skip this here, put the merge here. There we go. There, 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 and then merge is up one. Not down one, up one. There we go. So then in episode 15. Oh wait, no, this isn't the merge. Oh well, never mind. I'm just gonna keep them in the merge, but these are still the teams. It's fine. In this one, I think Trent probably gonna be the most. Then actually no, Lashana, Trent, and Harold, and then it would probably be Beth, then Gwen, then Courtney, then Duncan, then Justin. So Beth goes against Harold, I'm going to say. Trent goes against. He would go against Courtney, I think, and then Lashauna's against Duncan. Now, obviously, the PDA thing still comes out. Beth is still here. Courtney's still here. So she's gonna. So Harold, I would say, I think Beth also maybe eats the marshmallow. Maybe not what she does. I don't think she does the slow mo though. So I say Harold wins that. Courtney definitely beats Trent. Lashana, I think she does. She beats Duncan. So that does mean that the Gaffers win this challenge. So to elimination, I think really they're gonna vote for Courtney. I mean, Gwen wants to vote for Courtney, I think. Beth and Justin obviously are okay for voting for Courtney. They don't like Courtney. Everyone else is alright. Courtney gets 3 votes, even if Duncan doesn't vote for her. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Now we're on the merge because I got it wrong, but it's fine. That's a non-elimination. So we go to episode 17, superhero. Trent, his superhero, he's the only, him and Gwen are the only other ones. I don't think, now that Courtney's not here and Lindsay's not here, Harold, he's going to win the challenge. I can tell you that. I mean, he did really well in both portions. Harold wins this challenge. So now I look and I see that I think because of Lashana, I think what it'll be is I don't think Trent. I think Trent and Gwen will be friends still. I don't think they're not together anymore, but they're still gonna be friends. So that means I would say that her and Duncan aren't gonna get super close. So I would say she's still close. I'm gonna say Sean and Harold. I think I'm gonna say that at this point Justin's charm doesn't work on Beth, so Beth actually isn't gonna be with them, so she's going to be hanging around with these people. But for this vote, Harold and Lashana, and now because Harold hasn't really experienced any growth with Duncan at all, I think he's going to tell Lashana he's voting for Duncan. Actually, yeah, because it's, well, no. If there is still a guys alliance, let's just say it includes Trent, that means I mean, the numbers are even, but they want an upper hand. So when they look and then they're looking at strong threats, I think actually it's going to be Gwen that goes up. I think that's what Justin or Harold's going to say. Then Trent and Duncan won't be happy about this. But I think what happens is that Justin and Harold, they go and talk to each other and they say they need to get them to vote for Gwen. She's the strongest. Then Lashana, even though, well, that's what Justin says behind Harold's back. That's what he says to Duncan. I think Justin convinces Duncan. I'd say Harold convinces Trent because, he's not good for his game. Even though I don't know, he might not even because he seems very clingy after they broke up even. So he probably wouldn't, but I'm just going to say they do. So that is 4 on to Gwen. And then I think that the girls, I think they'll go together. There's actually only 3 girls. What am I on about? The girls are going to vote together, but that means that Gwen's gone either way because there is only 3 girls. So yeah, we go to episode 18. That is Aftermath. Episode 19. I think it would have to be a different selection method because I don't think Lashana or Beth. Well, Beth didn't get a go in the original, meaning she won't get a go here. Lashana, I don't think she'll be able to get it in, so it'll have to be a girl. And I'm gonna say that somehow Beth wins it. I don't know. And then because of that, Lashana doesn't make it through. So it's all guys. And so then, because there's no backstabbing and betraying, it means that just like in the original, Harold's able to do his mass thing. He gets it to the end. He's the only one that makes it because Justin doesn't betray him because of Courtney. He makes it. I think he beats Beth, and so he wins immunity. And now, at this point, I think it's a tough one because I think Lashana will be making an alliance with Beth and she'll try to get Harold in on it. And because that it's a 3, she thinks there'll be a 3. But I think now the guys are now saying that they want to get out Lashana. She's the strongest, Beth's the weakest. They need to get rid of Lashana. Harold obviously doesn't want to do this, but just like the original, I do think him and Trent actually have a bond at this point. Maybe not a great one because they've never really interacted ever. But I do think that Trent maybe will convince Harold. So because of that, I would say that sadly Lashana goes. See, Harold is okay for voting Lashana. He did it once. So yeah, let's just say that. So then we go, that's a non-nomination. Owen's back now. Now, because of this, this is yeah, it is an elimination. At this point, this is where Duncan gets votes. I think at this point, Justin, Trent, and Harold, they don't like Duncan much. He's not really great. Owen, oh, I don't know, really. I think the thing is that Duncan still wants to vote for Beth. So Duncan votes for Beth. I think Owen will vote Beth with Duncan, even though he doesn't really know about the Guys Alliance thing. I think Duncan will tell him to vote Beth. But the other three, I do think they're going to vote for Duncan. And maybe if one of them does, I think Beth will as well. So that puts Duncan on either 4 or 3 votes. All right. So then episode 22, that's a non-elimination. Now we're on to this one. Now, because of the whole Owen's a spy thing, Harold obviously figures this out. And because of this, he's going to talk to Justin and Trent. And they both like Owen a lot, probably more than they value Harold. But they also, at the same time, Beth is just kind of here. She's not really doing anything. I don't think she has alliances with anyone. And so I think Harold, he's still going to vote for Owen. Owen's going to vote for Harold. I think at this point, Beth still thinks that Harold's in love with him, and I think she'll actually give him a chance. So I don't think she's going to vote for Harold. I don't think she's going to vote for Owen. I think she'll vote for Justin at this point. But then I think Trent and Justin, they're going to vote for Beth. So that means Beth goes. Obviously, that could be unrealistic. I mean, it's all four. There's 4 boys, and I mean, Trent is nowhere near this point in the original. But never mind. Top dog. I say Harold. I've said this every time. He goes chameleon. Owen's still gonna go for the bear, so it is shark and raccoon. I think just gonna go for the shark because he didn't want to be with a raccoon. And now, because of that, I do think that Harold is going to make it to the finale. So it's between these 3, and I'm gonna put it that I don't think Owen manages it. Well, Owen gets fired, so Owen goes. And then Justin and Trent, I do think Justin's not going to manage with the shark. He's probably going to get disfigured or something, and then he might even quit. And so, because of that, Trent is the other one that makes it. And that's a really weird final, too. Trent and Harold. All right, let's do the count up of the votes. Owen, I think he might, because of his suggestion, I think he votes for. I'm gonna say he votes for Harold because Harold will be like, "Oh yeah, I love that kind of thing." Blah blah blah. He votes for Harold. Justin, he just wants to be told that he's still beautiful. I think that Trent wouldn't do that. I think Harold probably would, maybe not. So that's another vote for Harold. Beth, I think she's gonna vote for Harold as well because of what she says. Duncan, no, he's voting Trent. Lashana's voting Harold. You know what? I think Gwen's going to vote Trent. I think at this point they've mended their relationship before Gwen left. And so even though they're not together, she's voting Trent. I think Courtney, I think she would. I don't have a clue who she'd vote for. She'll say it was her, and she honestly, no, I'm gonna say that she writes me on there and not a person. And then Izzy, yeah. And then I think DJ is going to vote for Trent, I think, because I don't think anyone would answer his question properly, but yeah, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say Heather, I think she's going to vote for Harold. And I think Lindsay votes for Trent. So that's 5-4, but Harold wins. All right, thanks for watching. You should 100% subscribe to me and help me beat Total Theory in the War to 2K. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. See you later and goodbye.